Hi all, welcome to goclasses. In this session, we have with us Avanish, who secured All India Rank 22 in PGEE Computer Science 2026 paper. Avanish was goclasses complete course enrolled student for PGEE 2026 preparation, and we are incredibly happy and proud of him. So, Avanish, congratulations to you, and thank you for joining us in this session.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
So, Avanish, please tell us about yourself and about your GATE computer science rank and about your PGW performance.
Sure. So my name is Avnish. I completed my undergrad from Penn State University in computer science. And right after I graduated, I got to know about the GATE exam. Like initially, my plan was to pursue a master's abroad. But then once I got to know about GATE, my plan shifted because it was more affordable and I was considering the unstable job market. So then I started preparing in May and then I prepared for a month. But then I stopped and then I was in the US until October. And then I got back in the middle of October. And then it took me another month before I started preparing for GATE again. And I had purchased goclasses test series, which I don't think I used most of it, but I did give some chapter tests because there was very little time left and I was mostly like trying to cover up um, the syllabus. I actually watched Sachin Sir's linear algebra and I think probability, which was pretty helpful. Like I think my linear algebra was like my strongest part about my engineering math. And even in PGW and even in GATE, I think I got all the questions right. And I watched Deepak Sir's uh, theory of computation. Like I had watched theory of computation multiple times. I had even read the standard textbook and I still struggled with the questions a little bit, but like after watching your lecture, it was a lot more intuitive for me. So that was very helpful. And then I think during my GATE, I wasn't completely prepared because I did not have a lot of revision and I only gave the AIMTs. And I tried to practice and cover up the gaps with a few mock tests, but I think it wasn't quite enough. I still got a decent score, not enough to like get a very good college. And right after GATE, I was like pretty sad that I was considering writing GATE again, but then my mom told me that there's this PGW as well, and I knew about IIIT Hyderabad. I just wasn't aware that it had another exam. So I think 2 or 3 days after GATE, I right away bought the complete course from goclasses because I needed the notes. My notes were not very thorough. And then I spent like the first month mostly revising the notes and preparing from Arun Sharma and whatever the mentors like suggested few resources. And then I promised myself that I would uh, revise every day and I would also regularly write the mock tests. And fortunately, I secured a pretty good rank. I was a little scared initially. I thought I would score somewhere around 55, 60 in the worst case. But then fortunately, I over assumed my mistakes. So pretty happy about the score right now.
Yes, this is the rank to be happy about actually. All India rank 22 in PGW 2026. And Avanish, so let's start from the beginning. So your BTech college is Penn State University.
Yes.
This is in America, US.
Yes.
Okay. So when did you complete your BTech?
I graduated in May 2025. So last year, May.
Okay. So you went to US for BTech. Like before that, you did your 12th class, I can say till 12th, you did your school life in India.
Yes. Yes. Until 12th grade, I was here in my hometown. And then for my bachelor's, I moved to the US. And
Okay,
then I came back after my bachelor's.
okay, okay. So you were there for 4 years.
Yes.
Okay. And when you were there and in your final year, when did you get to know about the gate exam? Did you get to know about it, after coming back to India, or when you were in the final year, third year, you already had this gate exam in your mind that okay, I will go to India and I will prepare for it? So I just want to know, when did this thought of gate CS preparation come to your mind?
Okay. I had no idea about GATE until like after I graduated. I think it was just like a week after I graduated, one of my friends was also thinking about doing an MTech, and she told me that you should also prepare for GATE. That might be a good option. Because I always wanted to pursue masters and PhD, and I was thinking of multiple options for the same. And then yeah, so around I think second week of May is when I got to know about Gate, but I did not know about Go classes at that time. So initially I had enrolled in some other coaching, but I ended up not using that much either. I just ended up watching random YouTube videos and using textbooks to study.
Okay. So Avanis, when did you get to know about the Go classes during your GATE preparation? Of course, see, for PGEE, you enrolled in the Go classes complete course, but for the GATE CS 2026 preparation, you enrolled in Go classes test series. And
Yeah.
when you started your GATE preparation in the month of May 2025, you started your GATE
Yeah.
preparation, right? Okay. So at that time, you did not know about Go classes. So when did you think of enrolling in the Go classes test series? Like, what was the first moment, first time that when you got to know about Go classes?
Right. So I think I had started my preparation. I was like 2 weeks in. I had covered, I think, uh, counting and combinatorics and operating systems. That covered these two subjects. And like my dad just mentioned that there is Go classes and it's very popular for computer science. So you should check it out. And at that time, I wasn't sure because I had not heard of it because there's like these other very like prominent brands and stuff, which are not gate related, but they're just heard a lot more. So like since he usually checks pretty thoroughly before he signs, so I checked it out and I realized that there's a lot of toppers coming out of Go classes, and everyone has like very good opinion about the test series, especially, and even the teaching. I thought that at that point, the course itself was very huge because, like, I think most YouTube lectures were around 40 hours per subject on average, but I think Go classes was maybe around 55, 60. I don't exactly remember the numbers, but it was slightly more. And I was also short on time, so I just thought that I would just take the test and prepare like self-study for GATE for the most part.
Okay, okay. Actually, very interesting thing you mentioned that your father told you about Go classes. So it's not, something which is very usual. Okay, that parents are telling you. So please thank them on my behalf that I'm very happy that they knew about Go classes. Even you did not know, but they
Yeah.
knew about Go classes. So thank them on my behalf.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Avanis, you secured All India rank 8074 in GATE CS 2026. So, after securing this rank, what was in your mind? How many days did you waste? Kind of, I can say, let me use the word waste. After the GATE CS exam was over, how many days did you spend, doing nothing, kind of nothing, and when did you start your PGW preparation? So, I just want to know your thought immediately after the GATE exam was over.
Like after GATE exam, until I think the response sheet and answer key was released, I was like, I wasn't, I thought I would get around 60, 65 marks initially. Uh, so I was trying to prepare for interviews. So I started watching MIT lectures and started to like make my concepts more expand my knowledge even more. But then once the response sheet was out, I figured out that I would be getting, I think, around I don't remember, I think 45 marks before normalization. And then I think the rank predictor said I would probably get around 5,000, 6,000 rank. And at that point, I was like, okay, I'm not going to get anything that I want to get into. And then I was like, I think for 2 days, I was doing nothing. I was just on my phone scrolling all day. And I was like, just thinking that should I start applying for jobs again, or should I prepare for 2027 gate? Like, I think my long-term plan was always to eventually do gate. But I was thinking of what I should immediately be doing. And even my parents were a bit, um, like, even they were thinking like if gate, or like if another attempt would be a good idea, or if he should just go for a job. But I think my mom was the one that suggested me to attempt, like she suggested me BITS, HD and PGW exam. And I knew Triple IT and BITS are pretty good universities. I just thought they would just take the gate score. I didn't know that they had separate exams. And I think around the same time, even goclasses had a big course launch about PGW test series. So it like clicked immediately. I bought it right away, and then I started preparing. I think 3 days after, not three, I think 2 days after the answer key was out.
Okay, okay. So I can say that almost at the end of February, I can say answer key was out at the end of February, near the end of
Yeah,
February.
yeah.
So at that time, you started your PGW preparation.
Yes.
Okay. And you enrolled in the PGW Go Classes PGW course and test series both.
Yeah.
So now for PGW, what did you do differently? Or I can say that in the 2 months, in those 2 months, after the gate exam was over, or I can say that when you started your preparation February end and till the PGW exam, in those 2 months, what did you do that made you all India rank 22, but in the gate CS your rank was 8074? It's a huge jump, I can say it's a huge comeback, okay, to be honest. So it is inspiring for many aspirants next year. When the gate aspirants, when they will be getting a rank around you, okay, then it will be a motivation for them that okay, you got in 2 months of hard work, you got all India rank 22 in PGW. So they will also get the confidence that okay, we can also do it. So I just want to know very honestly that in those 2 months, what did you do? Please describe those 2 months to us or to the future aspirants.
Okay. So, like, I think the first thing that I did right was I had a much more robust plan. Like when I was preparing for GATE, I wasn't even sure if I wanted to do GATE. So I studied in May, then I stopped, then I started again in November. And then I think I spent most of the time just doing the PYQs. And I used to do like 200 questions a day, which was very inefficient. And I don't think I was learning much. I was just doing them because you had to do them. But for PGEE, I had already had decent bit of practice. I knew what subjects I lagged in. I had I was very weak with DNS, and I had forgotten most of the operating systems. So those were the two subjects that I started with, and my strategy was to go over the entire Go classes notes. So I spent, and I did not rush it. I spent around 2 to 3 days per subject, depending on how much time I needed. If some subjects needed longer time, then I would give more time to it. And I made sure that I did aptitude every single day. I think I might have missed only maybe 2 or 3 days where I did not do any aptitude questions. I used to solve like 30 to 40 questions every single day. And even revision, I think during GATE, I did zero, like I did not revise at all. And for PGEE, I had revised almost three, like I went through the Go classes long notes 2 times, and then I had made some short notes and mistakes and formulas. and I revised that maybe 3, 4 times. So I would say mostly what was different was I was a lot more consistent and I gave a lot more importance to revision. And I took a lot more tests as well. For GATE, I had only taken, I think, 5 full-length tests and a few subject tests. For this, I took every single PGW test, and I also did, I think I did every single question from Arun Sharma level 1, and I did few questions from RS Agarwal as well.
Okay. So, Avanish, that's really incredible. You are saying that you were more consistent during your PGW preparation. During those 2 months, you were very consistent, and you are saying that every day you did aptitude 30 to 40 questions you were doing of aptitude every day, and also you attempted all the PGW full length mock test from the goclass test series. So we had 21 full length mock test for the PGW. All those 21 full length mock test you attempted.
Yes.
Okay, and what were your marks? Lowest marks, how many you got? Highest marks, how many you got? And what was kind of the flow? So please let us know.
Right. So I think initially I started taking tests a bit later once I had finished, I think 2 or 3 subjects. And after that, my initial, I think 3, 4 mock tests, I was getting between 50 to 55 marks. And like I think my even my aptitude, what I really struggled with was maintaining the like trying to keep up. I used to do like few aptitude questions. I used to get tired and then I had no focus for the technical part. And like initially I was only able to attempt for like 57, 58 marks, and I used to get about 50 to 55 marks at that point. And after, I think, the first month when I completed the entire syllabus once, after that, I was consistently getting between 60 to 65. My lowest was mock test 13, which most people said was quite difficult. I think the questions were from some US, I think it's a K-12 math group. So I think those were very interesting questions with like a lot of new concepts and methods to solve. And I liked that test very much, even though it was very hard. And I almost like while taking the test, I was like my mind was not able to concentrate due to how hard the questions were. But after that, I spent a lot of time analyzing it, and I had a lot of fun doing that, which um, I think most people say it was too hard, but I found it to be like very fun experience to write that test particularly. And then I think there was one test. I don't remember when I took it, but I got around a 42, mostly silly mistakes, and I was like the focus problem was there. And I think when Dhurandhar 2 was out, I got a little bit distracted. I watched it 2 times, and then I did not write a test for like 3 days. So I think right after that, it dipped a little bit. But then I got back up again. I think the next test I got around 69, and my highest score was 71.
Okay, okay. So your highest score in the Go classes PGW full length mock test was 71.
Yes.
And in the actual PGW exam, how many marks you got?
64.25.
64.25. Okay. And Avanish, do you have any idea that in the aptitude section how many marks you might have gotten, and in the technical portion and mathematics how many marks you might have gotten?
Yeah.
Aptitude has total 40 marks,
Yes.
and the technical portion plus mathematics has 50 marks, total 90 marks. PGW exam, PGW CS 2026 is of total 90 marks, and out of them the total marks that Avanish got, that is 64.25.
Yes.
So the breakup, do you have any idea, because they don't
I have a
provide
rough
breakup.
idea. Yeah, I have a rough idea. I think like I know exactly how many I attempted. So I skipped 7 questions in aptitude. And I think I thought had skipped 3, but I think I skipped 5 for technical. And I for sure know I got 2 aptitude questions wrong. And then I might have gotten like the 2 reading comprehension ones wrong. So I think between 3 to 4 questions were wrong in aptitude. And then in technical, I think there were a lot of questions that I straight up did not know the answer for. I kind of guessed based on intuition, and most of them were wrong. But fortunately, it wasn't a lot of questions. I think think around 5 to 7 questions were wrong in technical. So probably a pretty even breakdown. Like I think around 27, 28 in aptitude and rest in technical.
Okay, okay. So this is roughly the breakup that Avanish remembers, that in the aptitude he might have gotten around 26, 27 out of 40 marks, and the remaining marks he might have gotten in the technical plus mathematics, that is 50 marks. Okay. So okay, Avanish. Now, Avanish, other than the GATES computer science syllabus, what did you study? GATE CS syllabus, you
Uh,
revised like operating system, DBMS, those things are already there in the GATE CS syllabus also. I want to
right.
know that for your PGW preparation, other than the GATE CS syllabus, did you learn some, in the PGW syllabus, there are some topics which are
Right.
not in the GATE CS syllabus. I just want to know that for those new topics which are only in the PGW CS, which are not in the GATE CS, so did you learn those topics?
I think except ordinary differential equations, which is also like a big part, but except that I studied everything. I think maxima, minima, and then I even did some partial differential questions because I think there was like a question in one of the tests. So I just studied that concept again. I tried to study ordinary differential equations, but I realized that I would mostly be memorizing the formulas, and then that probably would not help me much. If like I would just like I would spend a lot of time, and I just may or may not get a question because I just know the formula and I don't really know how to do it. And even with the tests which had differential equation question, I don't think um, Go classes test series had a lot of them. But in general, even if there were some, I had estimated that there would, if there are, like, I think the weightage of uh, calculus was around 7 or 6 marks. And I thought, like, maybe I lose, like, I would do something that was a lot simpler. Like, if there was like a very basic ODE question, I could do it. So I just assumed that at most I would just have to skip these 5 questions, and it's probably not the biggest deal. I just need to make sure everything else I do is correct. So like
Okay.
even in mock tests, like I would like if I had time, I would solve every other question except that. Maybe I would skip one or two which I wasn't sure about. That's it.
Okay. And in the PGW 2026 actual paper, were there questions from these topics?
No, no. The maths part was surprisingly very simple. There were very direct questions. I think there was like a question which was find the derivative of sine x plus e raised to x. Um, and overall, it was quite simple. I think I still skipped one of the math questions. I don't remember exactly what. I think it was a matrix question, and I usually take a lot of time to do it. So I kept it at the end, but then I ended up not getting time to solve it.
Okay.
So yeah,
Actually, I also saw around 82 questions out of 90 we got. The memory based 82 questions we collected with the help of our PGW students. So in those 82 questions, I remember that I did not see any question which is not part of GATE CS syllabus. So in
yeah,
the PGW 2026, I think all the questions, even the mathematics questions, engineering mathematics questions, those were also, I can say, from the GATE CS syllabus. Like you are saying that there was a question based on differentiation of a simple function sin x. So
yeah,
that is in the GATE CS syllabus
yeah,
also.
yeah,
Differentiation, integration, the basic concepts are there also. Okay. So see, in the PGW they might ask these topics, so it's not that okay this year they did not ask, so next year also they will not ask. It's nothing
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Okay. But we are just giving you information that this year they did not ask, last year they asked. Okay. So basically these things they vary. Okay, there are 10 marks for the engineering mathematics, and those 10 marks this year in the PGW 2026 comparatively they were on the easier side, right?
yeah, yeah. I think the paper in general was fairly simple. And
Okay.
yeah, I felt like I felt like I could have done more, but I think the probability questions I got stuck. The thing was, there was one probability question where at that time I could not think of how I could solve it. But then right after the exam, when I was like going back home, I realized that it was quite simple. Like I think a few questions I had that problem where I like could not think of the solution at the time of exam. But I think if I was a lot like if somebody more composed would have like easily solved them.
No
And
problem,
I think that
Avanish.
is
You
why
already,
the
yes, yes.
yeah.
You,
Yeah, I was just
yes,
saying that
you,
that is probably why the uh, marks distribution was so ridiculous this year.
okay. What do you what do you mean by marks distribution was ridiculous? What do you mean?
So like from what like the chats and group and everything, I think somebody that scored 62, which is just 2 marks less than me, I think they had a rank of around 70. Uh, and like people get around 56, 57 were also having like were not able to get CS in the first round, which compared to last time is like a very big, a dramatic change in cutoff. So I think that's like that's what I meant by the marks distribution. I think a lot of people are between 50 and 65 probably. So a lot of people that have pretty decent still have like pretty like they have a rank lower than what they would have gotten last year.
Okay, yes, yes. Actually, I remember that one student got, I think, 51 or 52 marks in PGW 2026, and the rank is 305. So you can see
Yes.
on 52 marks in PGW 2026, in PGW 2026, the rank was 305. You can see that on 64.25, these are the marks, right, Avnish? Your
Yes.
marks? Yes.
Yes.
So on 64.25 marks, Avnish got all India rank 22. To be honest, in PGW 2025, with these marks, he would be all India rank 1. So that kind of difference is
Yeah.
there in the PGW 2025 and 2026.
Yeah.
So of course, I just want to convey to the future aspirants that these things they vary. Okay, the difficulty level, the aptitude difficulty level, the topic selection, okay, and these things they vary every year. So if you are targeting for PGW 2027, PGW 2028, basically in the future, if you are targeting PGW exam, then just don't get stuck on the previous pattern. Okay, just don't think that, okay, previous in the previous year PGW exam it was easy, so it will come easy. Okay, nothing like that. These things they vary. You just focus on your preparation, whatever be the level, whether it is easy, whether it is hard, tricky, conceptual, whatever be the level, you should be the topper. That's the simple thing. Your preparation should not be according to the difficulty level of the paper. Your preparation should be very good, whatever be the difficulty level. Okay. So, Avnish, we talked about your GATE journey, about your PGW journey. So I think we have discussed everything, and I just want to know something, that I just want to know your opinion, that you completed your BTech from USA,
Mhm.
from Penn State University. You completed your BTech. Now you want to you want to do MTech from India. I can say IIIT Hyderabad. Of course, it's a very good college, but what's the reason that you did not continue your masters in USA?
So I think um, uh, like in short, I had two major reasons that I did not want to like the thing I wanted to specialize in, or you could say like the overall master's program in my own university. Like initially, I had good research experience and I had good word of mouth with my professors, and I was planning on just continuing my MTech there. But what ended up happening was the funding got withdrawn, and a lot of TA positions were withdrawn as well. So it got quite unlikely that I would receive a full tuition waiver. And that's like one of the main reasons why I did not do MTech there, because of finances. And I also had a plan for a direct PhD, but I did not want to do it in my own college because I did not think my interests aligned with what was offered there for the most part. And another reason was, I think overall the job market scenario over like in abroad in general for international students right now is quite bad. So I wanted something where I had this backup option that, okay, if I don't get a good like PhD or something, I can still just take a good placement and relax.
Okay, Avanish. Avanish, just few more questions related to your experience of, because you did BTech in USA. So just some extra questions I would like to ask you, because in India, a student who is doing BTech, he is thinking whether to go for the gate preparation or to go for MTech abroad. So these are the doubts. Okay, so you mentioned one interesting thing, that for the international students in the foreign colleges, the job market is bad. This is what you are saying. So do you what do you suggest to a Indian student who has completed BTech, who is doing BTech from India, and if they are confused, should I go for the gate preparation, should I go for masters abroad, what would be your suggestion from your experience?
So, so it depends on what the goal is, firstly. So if they're just going there so that they get a very good job and earn a lot of money, which is what most people want, then at least the US would not be my first choice. Some European countries or even Singapore is fairly stable. And if you're not, if it's not a big financial burden for you, then you could take the risk. Um, or if you want to pursue academia and like become a researcher or a professor, then like I would probably suggest abroad over India. So if that's what you want in the long term, then definitely apply abroad and try to get into a good college and a good professor. Yeah. And in general, I would say like the US is not as immigrant friendly right now. But if in future, if like, I think one of my friends got into a college, but they just couldn't go because they did not get a visa. Also, another thing I would like to add is if like a person has somewhere between 3 to 5 years of experience, or if it's someone that's very senior, like probably somebody very senior who would know better than me. But if somebody has 3 to 5 years of experience, then for them it is lot more safer to go abroad because there's a lot of jobs for that particular group.
Okay. And Avnish, in the USA universities, you were a BTech student there. So do they also have the similar culture as India for placement? Like in India, the colleges, they invite companies, the companies will will come, and there will be on
Right,
campus interviews. Okay, so
right.
in the US, do they have this type of culture that, okay, companies are being invited and there are
Okay,
on campus
yeah.
placements going on?
So there is something very similar. So what happens is every semester, I think in the second or third week, we have this thing called a career fair, where it's usually not a single event. It's more of a cluster of events along maybe a week or two, where like my university had not like it wasn't just a engineering university, right? So it had other disciplines as well. So every day there would be a group of companies hiring for a certain discipline or for like maybe engineering, and then the next day they would be hiring for pure science, something like that. But uh, it's not exactly placements because it's like some companies are there where you just go talk to them and then they shortlist you for an interview, which is on the next day. And uh, but most of the time, what happens is you just go talk to them, you just hand your resume over, and then they just tell you that they'll reach out to you after like so and so days. And that's mostly what happens. And I think during my first and second year, it was more of the first category where they had interviews on campus the next day. But as I've was in my third and fourth year. It was more of just like at that point, it was you just go there and they just tell you to apply online, which you could have done sitting at home in the first place. So I think that's mainly why I say that the job market, especially for a fresher, is bad right now in abroad.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Avnish. So thank you for sharing all this information from your experience. One doubt I want to take from the live chat. So
Mhm.
a student Karthik Pant. Karthik Pant is asking that during your PGW preparation journey, did you have friends who were also preparing with you, and what are their marks? So basically, Karthik want to ask that did you have companions, maybe online or offline companions, you with whom you were like preparing, discussing, or were you preparing alone?
I think mostly I had a few people reach out to me on Telegram once or twice, and we just discussed like how much marks we were getting and how to improve. And I had one friend who was like there throughout the journey. Like we did most of the mock tests together, and then we would discuss it, and then we would solve doubts for each other. But unfortunately, I think he did not get qualified this time.
Okay, okay. So you made these friends. Did you make from the Go Classes PGW Telegram group?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. So I just want to give the context to the future aspirants that for PGW we have a private Go Classes PGW group, okay, on the Telegram. So where our PGW test series enrolled or our PGW course enrolled students they join. Okay, so I think we have around 1,000 students in that group, so it's quite a good community I can say. And we also have our mentors in that group. I am also there, Sachin sir is also there, basically our team, faculties, our mentors, everyone is also there in that group. So Avnish, I want to know that for the PGW we provided mentorship from three previous uh, previous PGW toppers. Okay, so Hardik, All India rank 11 in PGW 2025, Suparshwa, All India rank 35 in PGW 2025, and yes, All India rank 15 in PGW 2025. So from these three PGW toppers, we provided mentorship. There were, I think, 10 to 15 mentorship sessions, live sessions, where you can turn on your mic, you can speak, you can talk to them, you can discuss with them. And also in the private Go Classes PGW Telegram group, there also they were available to reply to your doubts. So was it helpful to you? Like, I just want to know what was your experience with the mentors, with the mentorship sessions, and with the mentorship provided in the Telegram group?
I think it was very helpful. I don't know if I asked many doubts, maybe one or two, but even others asking doubts and they telling us about it was a lot of information. And I watched the three YouTube videos for all the mentors. And I think I attended one mentorship session by Yash, like half of it, not the entire session. And for the most part, I think after the first, like after watching the videos, I had a rough idea of what I should be doing, what I shouldn't be doing. So I did not find the need to like watch every single session. And I think Guru Prasad
Yes,
was in
yes.
the, and I think he was like massively helped me with a lot of questions when I was having doubts. So I think that was quite helpful. Yes.
Okay, okay. So Guru Prasad is all India rank 31 in GATE CS 2026. And he was there in the PGW Telegram group of Go Classes, and he was helping the students with their doubts. And also he helped us in restructuring our PGW test series this year. Basically, in comparison with our test series for 2025, this year in our test series of PGW we did a lot of restructuring. Okay, many old poor questions we removed, many new questions we added, and also we made aptitude little bit harder, because that is the feedback we got after the PGW 2025 exam, that aptitude is harder. So basically we did a lot of restructuring in our test series, and Guru Prasad was there to help us. So, and I'm very glad to know that he was also helpful in the PGW Telegram group with your doubts and all. Okay. So Avinish, I think we have discussed everything, and I just want to answer one or two doubts which are there in the chat. Quickly, I want to answer from my experience. I just want to answer them. So there is a student, Hemcase. Hemcase is asking, do you think I can get CS, MTech CS in IIIT Hyderabad at 99 rank after accepting CS IS? So the answer is yes. Actually, you will definitely get MTech CS. Last year in PGW 2025, the MTech CS got closed near 115 120 rank in the last round. Okay, and the MTech CSIS got closed around 170 180. So definitely in the upcoming rounds you will get MTech CS. I hope, Hemcase, your doubt is clear. Okay, so there are some more doubts also, but they are related to the gate preparation, and this interview is basically related to the preparation journey of Avnish and related to PGW. Okay, so the remaining doubts which are related to the gate preparation, I will take a live session. We take mentorship sessions. Okay, with our gate toppers, we take mentorship sessions. Like for the PGW, we took mentorship sessions with the PGW toppers. Similarly, for the gate aspirants, we take mentorship sessions with gate toppers. So you can join those mentorship sessions and you can discuss. Okay, you can talk to me, you can talk to our gate toppers, and you can get your doubts resolved. Okay, so, okay. So, thank you, Avnish, for sharing your complete preparation journey with us. Many congratulations to you. This is
Thank
really
you.
a very huge comeback, let me tell you. And this is motivational, I can say. The future aspirants, I think that even if you, when after the gate exam, if you got to know that okay, someone with gate all India rank 8000 got all India rank 22 in PGW, then I think that that would motivate you also, that yes,
Yeah,
this is possible, and it will give you confidence that okay, if we put our effort for 2 months, then we can do wonders, I can say.
yeah, absolutely.
So this is really incredible, Avnish. I will share this interview with all the aspirants so that after the gate exam next year, they can watch it, they can get confidence, and they can utilize those 2 months. So thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you everyone for watching. Please like this session. Please put a comment. Let's congratulate Avnish in the comments. If you have any doubts, if you want to ask any doubt to Avnish, you can put your doubt in the comments and we will request Avnish that in the free time he can reply, he can resolve your doubts. So thank you everyone for watching and thank you, Avnish.
Thank you.